Hello, I'm here to tell you that Danny Smythe is Robert Pickton. He also shot Bobby Kennedy. He murdered all the Aboriginal women in Winnipeg. Trudeau paid him off, and Carney continued the project. And it is continuing to murder every Christian family in Canada. Danny Smythe signed 22 million death warrants. I witnessed the cabal cartel that they ran in our city. Lisa Conte, the high school principal, recruited her own students with heroin from Parker, another dealer in the cartel. They worked with Chicago and Florida. Chicago police, Danny Black, and the Florida cartels, of course. The DHS and TSA both contributed in helping them move the goods. I was living in the United States for 6 weeks in 2012 when Smythe Picton and Darlene Picton, Desiree Vandal, Tracy Allard, Andre, Matt Kelly, Danny Vistro, Mayor Bowman, CFS, Margaret Rudzinski, half the Manitoba legislature, Greg Brodsky, and many, many more took part in a genocide of Christians and Native people for over 20 years. They used the MPI um, driver's licensed people's car accidents against them and killed every member of their families. They murdered the Aboriginal women and girls, and I know all the names of everybody who was involved in that. I've been a hostage for 20 years. My entire life, really. My son, since the day he was born, has been targeted by the mob, mafia, screws loose animals from the Picton farm. They murdered my uncle, and that was over like 50 years ago now. So now they figure, hey, we can do some cartelling and some caballing and death warrants on innocent people and families, and we can do life insurance policy scams. And they did, and they changed the names of those businesses. They even used Samex Realty and changed it to Global Realty because they were senior signing and running a hostage situation there as well. And at the same time, were triangulating me. A continued effort from the infiltration of our community. They murdered all of the teenagers that they used to sell drugs by having Danny Smythe's mistress, Tracy Allard, groom them all. He wanted to save himself some embarrassment because Tracy took Tristan in, taught him the devil, and used him to murder Romeo, her ex, for a $3,500 life insurance policy. That's felony murder. I called the police. Nobody followed up. Nobody asked any questions. They picked her up and brought her right back home 2 hours later. I'm guessing after she sucked off the entire police department. Then he paid her $55,000 and used 50 of it from MPI. That's right. They went out a lot. They were pregnant. He scorned her. I was there that day, and I saw the aftermath the next day. They're all lying. I know what they did to those little kids. I had a neighbor. Her name was Athena, not her real name. Danny Smythe's meth cook. It took a while for me to figure it all out, but once I saw that the child was being seriously molested sexually by police officers in undercover, uh, I wasn't going to just sit back. I had to call. Anyways, eventually, after about 3 phone calls where the police didn't want to do anything and CFS, well, they were wishy-washy about it at best, but eventually they did get the child out of there. Reports of her rape were known. The bullet was lost 3 times because they're all high bags.